This is the Condor Talon. Interesting blade shape. It's got micarta handle scales. True full tang construction. Now a lot of Condor blades are 1075 steel, high carbon, but this is actually 1095. 1095 high carbon. So I consider that to be an upgrade of their usual steel. Now the normal price on this is around $80. I got mine for $60, and I have seen the price dip as low as $47. Now this actually has a convex grind, right? Convex grind, convex edge. I don't know if you can see that. The blade length on this is 4.6 inches. And the weight on this knife is just around 11 ounces. The handle is quite comfortable. Now I know I'm wearing gloves, but that's because there's lots of mosquitoes and creepy crawlies out here that will bite your hands, right? But trust me, this handle is actually very comfortable. The tip on this knife is fairly pointed, so it does have some good piercing ability. I don't know if that's something you need in your outdoor knife, but if you need it, it is there. Okay, here's the knife whittling on a piece of wood. So I hope you're all doing well these days. We just had literally 24 hours of rain. Right? There was a weather system out in the ocean, and one arm of it just dumped a ton of rain on us. All right, this is doing well on the wood. Yeah, I hope you're all getting out here as much as you can out in nature. You know, the creek is very high right now. The rocks that I normally use to like do some fire starting on, those rocks are all underwater right now. Okay, and a lot of my shooting areas are also just underwater. Okay, this did excellent on the whittling and carving. Notching, bread and butter task. All right. Alright, there we go. So there's our little notch, carved in no time at all with this. So like I said, you need to thin out a piece of wood for whatever reason. And you can sharpen the end. Make yourself a tent stake or a little spear, a little skewer for the fire. Okay, some basic utility functions for this knife. Cutting some cordage, yeah, no problem. How to cut a strap. It'll go right through. I got a piece of a box. And this is double thick. This is double thickness. Okay, YouTube, we've got super damp conditions out here. The waters have risen because we had so much rain lately. There's just mud everywhere. Very wet conditions, but we're going to try to get the hobo stove running anyway. Okay, YouTube, here's my fire steel. Let's see what we can do. I use the hot spot method. Is it going? It's going. Okay. That was step one. And now, let's try and light up the stove. Going? It is. Okay. Let me put this one out. We're just trying to light the stove here. Going? There you go. All right, with the help of this Condor, Now that stove works well, I assure you. Yeah, I made that stove from a coffee can, and as you can see, it works well. It's a traditional design. So with the help of my fire steel and the spine of this knife, right, I could brew some tea, some coffee, some hot chocolate with that. I could heat up a meal. Yeah, I'm glad they made the spine on this knife nice and sharp. There's many uses for that, definitely. Striking a fire steel, scraping bark, making bark scrapings. Condor has always been one of my favorite brands, definitely. Here is the sheath on the belt. Now I'm left-handed, but let's just pretend that I'm right-handed because you're probably right-handed. So there it is. There's multiple ways you could carry or mount this sheath, but that's the sheath. It is Kydex and leather. It has eyelets there, a loop, and there are multiple ways that you can set this up and carry this. That's the sheath. It holds it securely. It has a spot to push off of. It's a nice sheath. I did cut up some chuck steak with this. I just sliced up some chuck steak at home. I'm going to roll that footage in, and I will also roll in the old paper test of initial sharpness. All right, so let me roll those 2 clips in, then we'll be back. Excellent initial sharpness on this Condor knife. I mean, I got this for $60. I definitely feel like I got my money's worth for that price. I'll include a link in the description so you can check current pricing. But yeah, I'm glad I picked this up. I do recommend it. So, if you like fun, friendly, practical reviews, getting out here, showing you cool stuff, definitely subscribe to me. I cover knives, air guns, all kinds of stuff. Alright, so consider subscribing. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.